All right, so this is your reading for the next week to 2 weeks. It just means the energy, the messages, the insights are active for that time. It might resonate today. You might be smack bang in the middle of this energy, or you might start to sense it over the week ahead. So make sure that you're listening, you're leaning in, and you're looking at it through the lens of what is possible and what is potential. Nothing is ever written in stone. You definitely have free will. So if it doesn't resonate, if you don't want it, and if it simply stirs up something within you that is a big old no, just get curious about it and go, what can I do to make sure that I am acting in alignment with what I desire, what I want, and what is meant for me, rather than just giving up and giving in to energies that I don't desire. So this is insight. It is not, it is not a demand from the universe. Let's see what our overall theme for today's reading is going to be, using the Bianco Nero tarot, which is my absolute favorite. We got the Six of Wands. We've got the Justice card. We've got the King of Cups. And let's get maybe one or two more. And then I'll look at the message. Three of Pentacles. I feel like that card's been coming out a lot in readings, in my Facebook group, which is free, by the way. Come join it in these types of readings, also in personal readings. It's just that energy of new starts, new beginnings, but also you're a little bit further along than you think. You're not right at the start. You're not before the start. You're not behind the game. It's just this perspective of we need to dedicate ourselves to the early steps and to the early stages. And sometimes that can be quite triggering, thinking that we're at the early steps and the early stages when we want to be, at the end of the rainbow, but it's okay. And we've also got the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Swords. This card has been coming up a lot as well, but more so in like hidden energies, bottom of the deck. I'm shuffling, I see it in the middle, like it's circling people at the moment. So past wounds, past events, past people, things that are triggers that keep emerging or revisiting. All right, let's have a look at the cards. This is going to help us with the overall theme and message. Like, what do I need to talk about today? What do I need to pull? What do I need to help you with? You will see yourself in these messages, but you might also, it might not be a logical kind of like, oh, that's me in my situation. It could be emotional, it could be energetic. You might have a physical reaction. So be open to receiving your connection in any way. I'm being called because it keeps popping out to start with this Three of Swords. There is a part of your past that is, or was rather, so painful that it's become a piece of you, a piece of your identity, a piece of your history, a piece of your story, and a piece that you don't want to keep with you, but you think you have to keep with you. So when I see this Three of Swords this week, I very much get the sense that it's something that you've not allowed yourself to go, do I still want this? And think it's actually a choice. It's been so tightly interwoven into the tapestry of your life. It's almost like if I were to release that story, unpick that pain, no longer attach to and identify with whatever has hurt me, everything would fall apart. And that's probably not happening on a conscious level. It's probably definitely happening on an unconscious. Like I need to hold on to this because it keeps me safe and it keeps me grounded and it keeps me real. And I don't want to be delusional and live in a fantasy and be like an idiot. So I find this card very interesting that it's coming out to start us today because this reading is the potential to unpick that part of your past. We're not here to deny it. We're not here to say it didn't happen, and ignoring it is not the answer. But there is a deep truth around we don't need to attach to and make it mean anything about ourselves now or our future later. just because it happened in the past. You regenerate your cells in your body, what, like every 7 years? You are literally a different person. If it's happened more than 7 years ago, like you are, nothing is the same. So why keep that? And if it hasn't been 7 years, like just know and trust that every day you get further from it, so does the person who experienced it. All right, let's go to the Six of Wands. This might be in an area of success and fulfillment. Maybe it was a painful win, like a divorce, a relationship breaking down, being fired, but it was the best thing that ever happened to you, like those kind of things. Like it was a win, but was it? It helped me, but at the time it really sucked. So this is giving us a little bit of insight into maybe why you don't want to let go. Maybe why it's hard to unattach from this just being a part of your life and the part of yourself. The Justice card, yeah, maybe it was something to do with the justice system, something legal, something with contracts, or even a casual contract, like you made an agreement with someone, you thought you're on the same page, and it turns out that you weren't. The King of Cups, maybe this is narrowing it down for some of you. It was a relationship. It might have been a romantic relationship. It could have been a work relationship, but there is something here around your heart and your commitment and your devotion and your energy being to someone. And that someone has left, or you had to leave them. And it was a piece of you that got left behind in that. The Eight of Pentacles, you've done a lot of work to move past this and get through this, but it's always sort of stuck there and stayed the same. So if this is relating to your career or a business, you've kept it going in the next career, in the next job, in the next business, in the next phase, in the next year, in the next season, in the next cycle. Like it hasn't really changed. It hasn't really changed that much. Which brings us to the Three of Pentacles. This is your opportunity to really build something, not from the ground up, because you're not starting completely again. But rather than the Eight of Pentacles, where it's like same, 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 reinforcing, this is like keep the ones that work and genuinely leave the rest behind. Your Three of Swords and your Three of Pentacles is like, let's go back to where it happened and decide what I'm going to keep. Let's get some Work Your Light. I want this to help clarify any other messages around this reading, because I'm getting the sense it's relationship, it's career, it's something where you had to leave something behind and it hurt you and you've made it mean something about yourself and your future. Longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. Yeah, you kind of feel like a part of you got left behind, that was the thing you wanted to work out, that business, that relationship, that job, that story of how your life would have gone if things had worked out. And you're still looking back with longing, and it's painful, but it's also not useful, to really straight talk it. Keepers of the earth, you are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand behind you or beside you. Sort of a dual message on this one. You're not alone. There are people around you right now that can help you, heal you, see you, guide you. And also, this is an opportunity to turn towards your spirit guides, your ancestors, the people, the beings, the spirits, the things that will help you move through this phase of life. I think one of the biggest and most underserved sort of resources in our life is our spiritual connection and devotion. And you might be a highly spiritual person and you might believe in a lot of spiritual things. And my question to you is, are you drawing upon that enough? Does it feel like a sense of safety? Does it feel like a sense of comfort? Does it feel like a reliable aspect and partner in your life? Or is it something you just do in extreme circumstances or every now and again, or if you're with a certain friend? This is a beautiful opportunity in the next week to 2 weeks to really start to ask yourself, what type of spiritual practice do I want to create? Not as a medicine to anything, but as a part of your life moving forward. This is going to help you with the healing. This is going to help you with the moving on. This is going to help you with no longer living in yearning, but living in optimism and brightness and looking towards the future. It is going to be an anchor. It is going to be a piece of stability for you. And genuinely, it's going to serve. We're going to use the Find Your Purpose deck. Let's get a little bit of a direction. And I asked specifically that these cards be from your guides. Like if they could put into words through these cards what they want to say to you, what would that be? So we'll get 2 cards. All right. This first one's got a bunch of shoes on it. And we have a quote from Joseph Campbell. Where there's a way or a path, it is someone else's path. Each human being is a unique phenomenon. The idea is to find your own pathway to bliss. This is really advancing this conversation for me. Part of the pain, part of the regret is in the comparison. Look at where so and so is now because they got that job, or they've been in that long-term relationship, or they found their passion, or their business, got off on the right fit, whatever it may be. And when we look at someone else's path, that's exactly what it is, someone else's path. And when we look at the way, society wants us to move, it's because that is something that's already been, paved and laid down. And is that your path? You get to carve your path. You get to decide where you go. You get to be the one who, does something completely new. Question, are you following a path that was laid out for you by someone else? And your affirmation, I walk my path one step at a time. A great reminder there that it is one step at a time, especially if you're disconnecting from expectations or validation from outside. One of the small steps, one of the baby steps is seeking your own acknowledgement rather than external validation. All right, and then we've got this little happy earplug. If you hear a voice within you say you cannot paint, then by all means paint, and that voice will be silenced. From Vincent van Gogh. Contradict the inner voice that reminds you of the pain, that reminds you of your unworthiness, that reminds you of your not enoughness, that says you couldn't do it, you didn't do it, it wasn't for you. If you don't want that voice anymore, go out and do the contradictory. Oh, I'm not good enough to paint. Pick up a paintbrush and do a painting. Join one of my art classes. If you don't think you can write, sit down at your computer and write away for an hour or 5 minutes. If you want to do something and you don't think you can out of worthiness or comparison or too lateness, do it. Prove to yourself that you can. You've got a question and an affirmation. Is there something important to me that my inner critic is stopping me from doing? Ask yourself that question and feel welcome to share it in the comments below. Is there something important to me that my inner critic is stopping me from doing? Yes, no. What is it? And when are you going to go do it today? Affirmation, I silence my inner critic through action. I talk a lot. And in tarot, in coaching, in my masterclasses, in my free Facebook community, in the Life Reset program that I'm running at the moment, I am talking, I am communicating, I am sharing, and I want that conversation. But conversation gets us clarity, but it doesn't change anything until we take action. Action is important. Don't just let this video, this reading, this resonate and then do nothing about it. Act ASAP on whatever is coming up and through for you. All right, and the final thing we're going to do today is some magical herb oracle. Hmm. The question is, where is the gap for you? Meditation. The gap is meditation. And meditation can mean a million things. It just means connecting to yourself, to your thoughts, to the present moment. Creativity. Get creative. Join an art class. Do 5 minutes of doodling. Watch a watercolor YouTube. Bake a cake. Do something creative. Enthusiasm. When we're stuck in yearning and longing, it's actually quite draining. So do something that gets your enthusiasm up. It could be listen to your favorite song, it can be dance around the house. And balance. There are some things in your life out of balance, whether that's your schedule, your health, your friendships, what you do during the day, how you use your time, how much you use your phone, bringing things back into balance. Which of those was for you? And if it was multiple, let me know as well. Balance, enthusiasm, creativity, meditation. Which one was yours or which ones? And what action are you going to take today? All right, that is the reading done for this week. If you would like to book a one-to-one reading with me, you can find the information below. If you would like to go on the waitlist for the next round of the Life Reset program, which is my 3-month coaching program, helping you reset and reshape your life so you're happier, healthier, wealthier, and moving towards your goals and letting go of the past, I will share the link to sign up for the waitlist below as well. And I do these every single week. So make sure to subscribe and show up again and share it with your friends and let me know how it went. Have an awesome time interacting with these energies, and I will see you next time.